Trayvon Martin situation. It has now come out that he's got a bunch of black friends for years who say that he's not racist, and they come over and watch football and all the rest of the stuff and go to the gym and hang out. That's all on record. And now I saw it on the news this morning. A black neighbor, a black teenager is on ABC News going, no, the guy with the hoodie was on top of the other guy in the red shirt, the neighbor, beating him in the face. I mean, I've got all these clips. It's all right there. I'm not saying it's good that the guy even followed him. I get the fact that he was walking while black. That part's wrong. He's going to get the Skittles or whatever, and he's walking back, and the guy is an overzealous neighborhood watch guy, Zimmerman, who's called the 911 like 90-something times. I get all that. But he approaches him, and reportedly, Trayvon turned around and then, got in an altercation with him. Not smart to bring fists to a gunfight. But the whole spectacle about the media and all of this is to get us at each other's throats. And, it's coming out now that he had burglary tools at school and all this other stuff. I don't know. I know people that have been pulled over and cops have asked, what's that? And they go, it's a screwdriver. And they ask them if it's a burglary tool. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I was called in the high school office once and asked if I was robbing stereos. And I said, you know full well I have no criminal record. I said to the cop, I know you've been dealing drugs. That's why you're called me in here. And he grabbed me and slammed my head into the table and said, yeah, you better shut up or you're going to go to prison. And then said a bunch of racist stuff about black people. So I get the fact that there's racism out there. He said black guys are going to rape you and give you AIDS is actually what the white cop told me. But side issue. The point is, I know that stuff's going on. Okay? I'm not defending that. The point is all getting together, and now there's whites are being attacked and all over the country. I read about public fairs and parks and events where black folks are now attacking white people. And now there in Miami, it looks like about 80, mainly black kids run in and grab and steal a bunch of stuff as part of a Trayvon Martin protest at a Walgreens. I mean, this is the type of stuff going on. My final point is this on this Trayvon Martin subject. Remember Jesse Jackson, remember Al Sharpton and the lacrosse players? They were white, therefore the devil. Did they ever apologize when it turned out that was all made up? Now, I think this case is more complex, and Zimmerman may have been in the wrong, and if that's the case, he should be punished. I'm not debating that. It's that when mainstream media tells everybody to get at each other's throats, you got to ask, why is that happening? And why is Obama trying to use this as his re-election campaign tool? It's disgusting. All right, that's what I have to say on that subject. Moving right along here, we're like 3 stories into this now. Only 30 minutes in here. Fear of radiation treated as psychiatric disorder. And this is what they do with troops that get sick from depleted uranium use. They tell them you're mentally ill. Well, now 5 reactors blow up, incredible radiation sickness. They're now just saying, here, take Prozac or we're going to lock you up. So your kid's got blood pouring out of them, so their heart stops from radiation poisoning. Big deal. It's good for you. This after the government's been caught lying over and over and over again about the radiation levels. And now they're just saying it's fine, and if you don't like it, you're mentally ill. That's my problem with nuclear power, is these companies don't even care if they have crises now. They just raise the level of radiation that government says is safe, and then supposedly everything's fine. Okay, getting into another area now. Man arrested, charged with assault for pointing finger at the police. And the gentleman that they arrested, they're calling it assault and a threat, has no criminal record, says he was pulling his cigarettes out. And they arrested him, and you've got to love the spokeswoman for the police there in Fredericksburg. I mean, she is really getting off on this. This new thing where if you point your finger, you're going to go to jail, or you film the police, you're going to go to jail. I mean, this is like something out of North Korea. Let's go ahead and go to this clip.
A pointed finger lands a father in jail.
That's right, and this Fredericksburg man, in fact, says he didn't even point his finger at police officers, but now he faces 2 felony charges. Gail Huff is live from Fredericksburg tonight with the details on this story. Gail.
Well, police say he pointed a finger like this, and that felt very threatening to them. In fact, he ended up arrested, charged with assault.
He made the motion of shooting at the officers. with his hand.
That's enough.
David Lawless is accused of pointing.
That's enough. He made the motion of shooting at the officer with his hands. And she's like, And I'm casting to play the Wicked Witch. And then later she's like, the court is going to hear this. There's a lot of private prisons we've got to cram full of the slaves. I mean, is there no end to these people? So there you have it, land of the cowards, home of the slaves. Here's another one. City may sell historic landmarks. That's out of WJZ CBS television. More than a dozen historic landmarks in Baltimore may be up for sale soon. Sell off parks, sell off buildings. I love how in Rhode Island and Michigan, they're just saying foreign banks now own the town, and there's no more city council, and they're going to take your property or raise taxes, and then you pay all that to foreign banks who don't even really owe the town or own the town. They're just taking the town over. So it's all part of this privatization fraud. Very, very dangerous. And the same thing's happening in Greece under austerity. The Goldman Sachs fraudsters actually appoint the presidents and prime ministers now. The same thing in Italy. And they say, we're raising your taxes, we're cutting your funds. That further implodes the economy, keeping them from ever getting back on their feet. Now they're selling off the Greek islands, national parks, everything. It is just off the charts, crazy that all of this is happening. But if you thought that you'd heard it all, you haven't yet. There's even more to the lavish police state rollout. DHS raids home to seize deadly hair straighteners. And we link to the article in the Orange County Register that's reporting on it like this is all completely normal. And the Department of Homeland Security, a federal agency created in the aftermath of 9/11 to fight terrorism, has continued its war on potentially deadly grooming appliances by raiding a home in the affluent Orange County city of Laguna Niguel, I guess I'm pronouncing that wrong, to seize alleged counterfeit hair straighteners. And, of course, remember, they've got $15 million fines now for garage sales if you're selling a recalled item. It's okay for China to ship in stuff with lead and mercury in it or whatever, but then if you unknowingly resell it for $1, $15 million fine. And the Amish are being attacked, lemonade stands. It's all about the slaves not having any type of business on the side. It's about making the, quote, black market or underground market completely illegal. Speaking of the police state, one more little juicy tidbit. We'll have to stop here because there's so many others. Kids all over America are being put on buses and sent to alternative locations during school drills. I first reported this 14 years ago, and people didn't believe it. They take them to FEMA centers. They've got military there sometimes with machine guns. The parents aren't allowed to know where they go in many cases. It is just incredible. In fact, if we pull up the actual article from the American Dream site, they have a photo of school buses being brought in to behind the barbed wire and the military standing around them. So this is being done. And now to get your kids out of school, you thumbprint, you go through databases. It's all teaching you that the state controls your children. In California, they're now giving inoculations to school children without their parents' consents and saying in court that the state controls all of the children and that the state has more of a parentship or guardianship than the parents do. Yeah, there's a photo of it. Isn't that nice? Don't you enjoy being taken into the loving little FEMA camp center? All part of training your children to be prisoners. All right, we're going to go to this in-depth report with Darren McBreen and other cohorts from the InfoWars crew, like Patrick Henningsen, reporter for Infowars.com, and our own John Bound. Then I'm going to come back with the quote of the day. Please stay with us.